There is no time for further conversation. Once you have gathered whatever supplies you need, see Lockjaw. He will send you to Earth so that you may defeat Dr. Doom.
Yeah!
Hey, welcome back. Hey, anytime.
Welcome back. You did a good job finding the Macran crystal. Anytime at all.
Welcome back from your successful mission, Ben Grimm.
Yeah, well, the Shi'ar are a nice people when they ain't trying to kill ya.
I am happy to be of service.
Hey, who's a good boy, huh? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Much has transpired since you were last on Earth. Mankind did its best to defend itself against Doom. But even their greatest weapons were as nothing before Doom's power. The heroes of your world also tried to stop Doom, and paid the ultimate price. Also use his powers to corrupt. And with this discovery, Doom began corrupting your entire world.
As you can see, Doom's powers are far-reaching. He's remade Stark Tower into his twisted vision of perfection. But that's not all. He's changed New York, as well as every other major city on Earth. Before we can do anything else, we need to get our headquarters up and running again. Go to the power junctions and activate them.
Yes.
There, we're back in business. What the blazes? Doom must know we're here. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Target acquired. Return to Castle Doom.
That's a big 10-4.
It's gonna take a lot more than a couple of cheap toys to take me down.
Colonel Fury, I show multiple bogies. Inbound.
More of Doom's troops?
Yes. There's an army of them headed your way. But if you give me some time, I should be able to set up an EMP pulse that will take care of them.
Roger that. Hank, contain them by locking this room down. Don't open up until we've destroyed every last one of them.
Will do.
All right, team, I hope you're ready for a little party, because it looks like we have a few guests to entertain.
Right. Only I have enough power to do that. Ta-da! Loser boy. Ta-da!
Nice!
Let the villains beware!
But Rick, if I did see.
Consider yourself.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I missed this. It's been too long since I've seen some real action.
Perfect. Just like I thought. The skies are clear now. Not a robot to be seen anywhere.
Good. You can open the door now, Hank. Come on.
Hey, everybody, look! I won! I won!
Kill the intruders. Consider yourself clown.
Well, if Doom didn't know we were here before, he sure does now. And that's fine, because we're as ready as we're gonna be. Dr. Pym has managed to power the muonic inducer with the McCran crystal, but be warned, you'll have to actually touch Doom to steal some of his power, and it may take several tries to work. You will too, once you steal his powers. I'd suggest you get to Latveria as soon as possible. You'll find Doom in his castle there. For more information on the mission parameters, talk to Black Widow. And when you're ready to go, let me know. I'll fly you there.
Deadpool, good luck battling Dr. Doom. This mission should test even your combat skills.
Wait a minute! We're not gonna fight Doom! No one told me that! I want my lawyer. I want my mommy. I want my lawyer's mommy.
He has complete control over Odin's power. Doom's slightest whim now becomes a reality, and he's shown little restraint in its use. Yes, Dr. Pym has detected several spatial anomalies near Earth. He feels that very soon these will develop into rips that will begin to unravel our universe. The structure has grown to enormous proportions and is constantly changing to fit Doom's mood. It is most likely protected by an army of former superheroes, friends of yours that were turned evil. Other than that, I could not imagine what Doom's insidious mind has dreamed up. I am afraid not. Because he interfered by saving the team earlier, his people have stripped him of his powers. The Watchers are aware of that, but they take their vow of non-interference very seriously. I assure you, they will not permit Uatu to help us any further. It was no trouble at all.
Greetings. I wish you good luck on this final mission to face Dr. Doom. I am sorry to report that they have not been heard from since they left Atalan for Castle Doom. While the Inhumans are quite powerful, I can only assume that they were inducted into Doom's growing army of minions. I'm afraid not. Your team is the Earth's last hope. Should you fail, all is lost. And not just for our planet, for our universe. Precisely. I'd imagine he would not notice the tears in the space-time continuum until it is too late for even his power to correct. The best of luck against Dr. Doom.
We don't have much time. Let's make this quick. They're being changed just like the land. Everyone who's affected by this mindlessly worships Doom. Doom seems to have made a point of turning all superheroes on Earth into his servants. Your team is the last hope for this planet. We're going to be arriving at Doom's castle soon. Once there, you'll have to locate Doom and use the McCran crystal to steal his power.
You can bet your boots Doom ain't gonna let that go without a scrap.
Make no mistake, you're in for the fight of your lives. But it has to be done. As predicted, tears are developing in near-Earth space because of Doom's unbridled use of power. Pretty soon even Doom won't be able to stop it.
What will happen if the tears are left unchecked?
The universe will unravel in a matter of months. All life will cease to exist everywhere. Gone forever.
Wow, not to criticize, But this mission briefing is turning into a real downer.
I don't know any other way to put it. Trillions of lives are depending on you to defeat Dr. Doom. Look, I know we've had our differences over the course of this little adventure, and I know you don't agree with the way I've done some things. But as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., I can't ever afford to lose. And now you're in the same boat. You have to win this one.
Not to worry, Colonel. I am prepared.
Wolverine and I are certainly ready for anything.
You got that right.
Yeah, I've always wanted to fight someone with the powers of a god.
Don't worry, Colonel. We know what's riding on this. We won't fail. I know you won't. Good luck. And watch yourselves.
Welcome, Black Panther. I'm impressed that I would be worthy of the attention of the King of Wakanda. You look well, considering you should be dead.
Try though you might, Dr. Doom, you can never defeat us. For where your heart is filled with jealousy, ours are filled with courage.
So you think your courage can save you? Allow me to demonstrate my powers. See how easily I can control the very elements themselves.
You do possess great power, Dr. Doom, but you lack the ability to control it.
You would dare to lecture the great Dr. Doom? How foolish. I could destroy you with a mere thought.
That would have already happened if that is what you truly wanted. But it isn't. At least not yet.
Very perceptive, Black Panther. I need someone who can appreciate the work I've done. Feel free to roam around my castle and see what I've changed. And what I've created.
And once we have witnessed your glory, what then, Doom?
Then, Black Panther, you will be eliminated. Since you have yet to truly understand my magnificence, I will demonstrate it this simple puzzle. Can you choose the correct door to leave, or is that beyond your feeble intellect?
certain. I cannot move forward.
Ready to take a leap of faith, old friends? Because that's the only way you'll be able to continue on through my castle.
Okie doke.
It was foolish of you to stop this battle.
I couldn't lift that even if you said.
Ready for round 2?
You aren't as tough as you looked.
This is your best?
Guess this just wasn't your day. Give me someone else to pound! No!
Loser boy. Ooh, did I win a new car too? Ta-da!
Watch each other's back.
The Colossus you knew is dead, comrades. And with him, died his ridiculous notions of the X-Men and mutant equality. Dr. Doom merely opened my eyes and showed me that he is the supreme power. And should you need proof, look no further than to the man who is standing beside me.
I am not the patriotic poster boy you know. I am an entirely new life form, created out of nothingness by Dr. Doom. Yes, I am equal to your Captain America in every way, but my loyalties are to Dr. Doom.
And now it is time you felt just how strong the followers of Doom are. Stop for...
Someone else to pound!
That was easy.
Black Panther cannot be defeated.
it took you long enough to get here. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever make it.
Don't be too hard on them, Psylocke. They aren't one of Lord Doom's chosen. Yet.
Our minds aren't twisted. We now realize that Lord Doom is the ultimate power in this galaxy. And in serving him, we are granted abilities far beyond anything we had previously known.
If you really think that's so, then follow me, and you'll see what Lord Doom is capable of.
Go ahead. Follow Cyclops if you want, or stay here and face me. Either way, you're going to have to fight us both sometime.
Yeah, I like this. So you decided to follow me down here. I can't say that was a wise, tactical decision. It's just further proof that Dr. Doom is the ultimate power. He can't be beaten, so why not give up and save yourself the pain? Sorry, you're wasting your breath trying to appeal to the old Cyclops. Dr. Doom has total control over me, just like he's about to have total control over you.
Give me someone else to pound!
Stop falling down!
Team, I just heard from Karnak and Adelan. He thinks the ultimate nullifier that Medusa had been looking for is located somewhere near you.
At this point, anything is worth a try. Keep your eyes open for it. Fury out.
Ooh, that had to hurt.
That is
Guess this just wasn't your day. Stop falling down! Ready for round two?
Isn't that just our luck? All right, hold on to it anyway. Could come in handy later.
kids ready? 'Cause I sure am!
For you now face the might of Thor, son of Odin.
And don't forget me, your fiendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I prefer to think of us as the next generation. Bigger and badder.
Nay thee, I say. Doom has decreed that my father must remain in prison, so there he must stay.
Of course, you're welcome to try and take the hammer from him. I dare ya. Come on, you know you want to.
You cannot hide from me!
Hey everybody, look! I won!
Holy mackerel!
Don't everybody die this time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Certainly.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
As you wish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As you wish.
Well, if you say so.
Once again, luck has been on your side, for that can be the only reason you have survived this long. But my latest creations will finally put an end to all. Who better to serve as my personal guards than recreations of my greatest foes? Meet my fantastic foe.
Don't talk that way about our Lord and Master. Dr. Doom is the greatest man the world has ever known.
Now you will kneel before Victor Von Doom.
And you will pledge allegiance to him.
And if you don't, we'll pound you until you do. Got it?
myself to blame. I made the mistake of creating them as feeble and weak-minded as the original. Ah! Your petty fears are of no concern to me. I control the might of the most powerful god in Asgard. Silence! I have heard enough of your prattle. Now, I will obliterate you once and for all. interesting ploy, but it matters not. You haven't had the experience I've had wielding power, Odin. And now, with the aid of my minions, I'll show you how a real god slices it.
Just wish we could have been friends.
Perhaps you should call for backup.
You've accomplished nothing.
Doom!
Odin, you can't be free.
Your wretched scheme is undone, and your black soul is mine.
No!
An eternity of suffering is the fate of those who challenge the gods.
You gotta thank your old man for me, Thor. Odin did one hell of a job reversing the damage Doom did to Earth.
Aye, but I believe he is presently occupied with Doom and my brother Loki.
Let's hope he's teaching them new kinds of pain. The world owes you a debt of gratitude it can never repay. But with the danger past, our task force must be disbanded. You're a punk, Fury. Listen, fellas. I don't care if you like me, but if a threat like this comes again, can S.H.I.E.L.D. count on your help? The world can count on us, sir.
Such insignificant creatures. They dare steal from Galactus. For that, I will destroy their planet. All is well. But the tale is not yet complete. While pursuing Dr. Doom, your actions have had ramifications you could not possibly imagine. Allow me to show you the future you helped to create. You chose wisely in saving the Omega base computer. It contained research data on the Legacy virus, a disease that is deadly to mutants. In several years, that information will lead to a cure and stop the plague. With one random act of bravery, you saved the entire mutant race from possible extinction. You showed true courage in locating the ingredients needed to heal Namor in Atlantis. Because of this, Namor will grow to trust surface dwellers. And in time, he will aid in the formation of a worldwide organization of superheroes. This group will save the Earth from many dangers that would have otherwise destroyed it. It was quite valiant of you to rescue Senator Kelly, a known detractor of mutants. Because of your kindness, the Senator will successfully sponsor the Mutant Aid Bill. This will allocate government funds for schools like Professor Xavier's. These schools will prove to be very effective in training young mutants in how to control their powers. It was most unfortunate that you were unable to rescue Jean Grey in Mephisto's realm. For she does not die in the Infinity Vortex. Instead, she returns to Earth in the form of the Dark Phoenix, to take vengeance upon those who did not save her. There will be a great loss because you neglected to locate the Sword of the Valkyrie. Without the aid of her magical sword, Valkyrie falls in the battle to free Asgard. Balder then dies attempting to save her. Because of this, Asgard refuses contact with Earth for over a century. Had you located Vola's ring, it would have spared much bloodshed. In years to come, the angry prophetess will not warn Odin of an attempt on his life. His death will plunge Asgard into years of chaos. Eventually, Thor will become king, but only after Lady Sif dies in battle. Your failure to save Princess Lilandra was most unfortunate. When an asteroid threatens Earth, a call goes out to the Shi'ar to destroy it. But they ignore that plea. Though Earth's heroes valiantly attempt to stop it, they fail, and the western coast of the United States is obliterated. You are to be congratulated on saving the Skrull planet from destruction. Soon, the Skrull will form a tentative partnership with Earth. Shortly after that, the Skrull will come to the aid of Earth when the Kree threaten to enslave humanity. Because you neglected to rescue Odin, the Earth will pay a heavy price. Thor's father will refuse to aid his son in battle, and the Earth will fall easily before the mighty Thanos. It will be centuries before humanity is freed from this tyrant's rule. You are to be congratulated for locating the damaged Ultimate Nullifier at Castle Doom. One day soon, Mephisto will seek to conquer our dimension, but Reed Richards will repair the Ultimate Nullifier and use it to stop the vile creature before all is lost. Although this timeline was created by you, know that it can be altered. For you are a hero, and your every action or inaction affects the entire universe.
Welcome to the recording session for Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
So, I just read these pages into the mic here, huh?
Yeah, just be careful you don't get too close.
Speaking of getting close, what are you doing after work?
I, beg your pardon?
Let's face it, there's an attraction here that neither of us can deny.
Mr. Stark, why don't we just stay focused here, okay?
Oh, I'm focused, all right, little lady. You have my full attention.
I could not help but notice Daredevil was here earlier. How is he being used in this video game about me?
It's not just about you, Namor. There are other superheroes in the game as well.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, there's Wolverine and Spider-Man and Thor. A lot of different characters.
I would think this to be a waste of time. Why would anyone wish to play any hero but me?
Hold on a sec. Chris, excuse me, one sec.
What is it, Thing?
Yeah, could I have some water? All this talking, it's making my voice gravelly. Gravelly, get it? Gravelly. Never mind.
Thanks, Spider-Woman, that was great. Iceman, you're up.
Wait, don't let Iceman in the booth yet.
Hey, Spider-Woman, how was the... Whoa. Marry me.
Sorry, Bobby. Voice acting is stressful for me. My pheromones got a little out of control.
No problem. Hi.
Is that Thor?
Yes, he came a little early for his voiceover session.
Is there another door out of here?
No. Sorry, Loki.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh, when he sees me, he's going to just... Oh, hello, Thor. It's pretty funny how I glued your hammer to the floor this morning, huh?
Yes, ha ha ha. It was very amusing.
I'm telling Daddy. Everyone back away from the nuclear bomb. Sue and I will handle this.
You said the word wrong, Reed. It's nuclear.
Yeah, I know. Nuclear.
You did it again. It's pronounced nuclear.
That's just what I said. Nuclear.
Hun, listen to me. It's nuclear. You're adding a U in there.
Look, I've got 4 advanced degrees in physics. I should certainly know how to say nuclear.
I am so excited to be here. I've never done voiceover work before.
I'm sure you'll be just fine, Elektra. Now, if you just say your first line.
From this paper here? Sure.
All right, if we're all ready to go, this is take 1, and...
Daredevil, how I've missed you. If only they were... Hey, Oh, I'm so sorry. He came up behind me and I reacted without thinking. Who is he?
You just knocked out Devin, our sound engineer.
A haiku by my good friend Oz. I hate broccoli and think it totally sucks. Why is it not meat?
Well done, X-Men. The mission was successful.
Sorry, Professor Xavier, but could you say that line one more time? Our, writer Bob would like you to be a little angrier.
Not to be difficult, But why must I repeat every line 10 times?
I know it's overkill, but Bob wants you to get the character right.
How could I get it wrong? I am the character.
Look, I'm sorry, but he'd like you to do it again.
Robert, this is Professor Charles Xavier, and I am in your mind. If you do not cease this senseless repetition, I will force you to revisit memories of your schoolyard fight with a bully named Knuckles.
Hey, Professor X, Bob just had a change of heart. He is absolutely fine with how you said that last line.
Somehow I knew he would.
Hello, Colonel Fury. Welcome to the voiceover session.
It's good to be here. Wait a minute, what's this?
Somebody, call security!
There's no time. I'll have to handle this myself. Take that! And a little bit of this. How about one of these? And for the rest of you, some lead!
Colonel, what just happened?
Evil ninjas. They just won't leave me alone.
Goodness. I apologize. Maybe if I stood sideways. That was my fault. I'll pay for that, honest.
Galactus, you're too big. Get out of the booth.
I should probably call my agent.
Okay, Weasel, it's break time. Come back in 5.
All right. Hey, cool. A data port.
Weasel, don't touch that.
Relax, I'm a hacker. I'm great with all this high-tech stuff.
No, Weasel, please, get away from that.
I have got it covered. Watch, when I...
I'm the best at what I do.
Okay, Wolverine, can we try it again with a little more feeling this time?
I am the best at what I do.
Not quite. One more time for luck.
I'm the best at what I do. Oh man, this is tough.
Oh, you're close. You're very, very close. You just need to dig down a little deeper and show us the real Wolverine.
Right. Now, what was I supposed to say?
Welcome, Black Panther. It's an honor to have royalty here.
Please, I am just a simple man who happens to rule a country and battle evil on a daily basis.
So if you just look at your lines on the stand in front of you there?
Of course, I have them. Wolverine was the last one in this room, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. How did you know?
It smells of cheap cigars and beef jerky.
Okay, Dr. Doom, that completes your lines for the game. Thanks very much for coming in.
And thank you, Chris. I found this entire endeavor to be quite enjoyable. So much so, in fact, that I've begun to take acting lessons.
Really? Well, good for you. You're quite a natural at it.
Yes. Unfortunately, my first acting coach didn't think so, so I had him thrown in a dungeon. My second coach was even less enamored with my acting talents, so I had him tortured and then thrown in a dungeon. As for my latest coach, I had him tortured, thrown in the dungeon, and then, well, let's just say he's in a happier place now.
Okay, Jean, I need you to focus on this one. It's gonna take a lot of emotion because this is actually where you die.
Wait a minute. I die? Why do I always have to be the one who dies?
I don't know.
It isn't right. And frankly, it's getting to be really, really annoying. Maybe I should have a little chat with the associate producer!
Thanks for coming to record your lines today, Uatu.
Will I not be recording lines for battle? I am quite certain people would find it most entertaining.
No. Sorry.
At heart, I am an action hero. Listen. It is clobbering time. Anyone else want a piece of me?
Thanks, Uatu, but, no.
No. Get this. I am the best at what I do.
Don't make me call security.
I say thee nay.
Oh, sorry I'm late for the session. I had another late night.
Mephisto, that's the 3rd time this week. What's the deal?
Oh, you know, just out with old friends.
But you're from a different dimension. How many people could you possibly know here in Hollywood?
You forget, I make deals with people for their astral souls.
Oh, that's right. In that case, you must have a lot of good friends here in town. All right, everybody. That's a wrap.
Yes?
Black Widow, where are you?
Not to worry. Did you do as I asked?
Yeah, I grabbed Fury's brainwave pattern from S.H.I.E.L.D.'s medical database.
Excellent. Did you upload the information to my laptop?
Yes, it just finished. Now where are you?
That, I am afraid, will have to remain a secret.
But if S.H.I.E.L.D. finds out what I just did, they'd hunt me down like a dog.
Yes, I imagine they would. I have one last thing I require from you, Weasel. Then our business will be concluded.
Anything, just name it.
I need you to take the fall.
You're under arrest by the authority of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Black Widow, you can't do this to me!
Get down on the floor, now!
No!